Um, Angel is crazy. I don't know any other way to say it. Homegirl is giving off Annie Wilkes energy. Annie Wilkes was Kathy Bates in Misery. She gives me stabbing crazy. Bobby, don't upset her.
Welcome to the Asia Esterak Hour, where film meets conspiracy and pop culture gets a reality check. From sharp recaps to sci-fi theories and media deep dives, Asia Esterak serves it unfiltered. Let the binge begin.
All right. Welcome back to the Asia Esterak Hour. I'm Asia Esterak. Woo! Okay, The Real Housewives of Potomac, season 10, episode 13. Really good episode. I need to hurry my ass up because I slept in. Anyway, this review is late. But all right. So, first of all, you know how they have the opening of the shows? They have like quick scenes. So, real quick, Wendy was doing like a commencement speech at a graduation. Great speech. I love at the end how she flicked her hair. I just thought it was really cute. What is happening to me? I have fallen in love with Wendy Osefo. I'd stopped liking her after season 1, and here I am. Ain't that a bitch? Love me some Wendy. She looked great this entire episode. Her and Giselle are the prettiest on the show, and then my girl Kay. Anyway, look at me fangirling out. So after that, we see that Kay gets a billboard for her med spa. So I live about an hour and a half from her med spa. I've never done any tweaks or anything like that. I will be 45 in June. I was thinking about, I have droopy eyelids, maybe try some Botox there. I don't know. But I definitely want to visit her spa. She looked genuinely happy when her billboard came out. I just think that's awesome. I love watching people achieve their dreams and their goals. It's nice because a lot of us don't do it. A lot of people procrastinate. So it's cool to see something come into fruition. So shout out to Kay. So after that, we go to Tia. Tia and her sister visit their father's home, their childhood home, and the family let them come in and see it. Really nice scene, emotional. There was a little bit of paranormal activity. Tia, your dad was definitely in the house. She went into one of the rooms, and there was a passage from the Bible that had the date of her father's birthday. I love that. Really nice scene. That family that let her come in, really nice. They didn't have to do that. I thought that was sweet. And, they got a little exposure on TV. It's cool. That was really sweet, though. I really like Tia, and I love her sister. Her sister she's so prim and proper. This is Daddy's house. I was loving it. So anyway, so after that, we go to Wendy, Giselle, and Ashley. These three together are fucking hilarious. Y'all are messy and mean girlish, but y'all are funny. So they meet up. First of all, Wendy looked adorable. She had on this really cute, like hot pink dress with this like very pronounced white collar. I hated her wig and hair, but I loved her outfit. Loved it. She looked great. What's happening to me? I'm in love with Wendy Osefo now. Like I might be a stan. I don't know what's happening to me. Anyway, I used to drag the shit out of her. What is happening to me? Maybe I'm growing. Am I growing? Maybe I'm growing. Anyway, this scene was funny. So they talk about the Potomac and Ponies event and how good it was. And they mentioned Stacey's husband, Timu, and how Wendy was the only one that met him. Wendy's like, he was really nice when he talked to me. And they're like, he talked to you before he left? I'm going to say this. So my friend and I, Tatiana, were talking about this. We've come to the consensus that we think Timu's a little racist. He gives off racist energy. He's not interested in anybody. And I thought it was interesting that she brought, even though Stacey's close with Wendy, she brought Tia to meet her husband at their house. Talking about she's the proper one. I didn't like that. There was another moment where they were working out together. It was like 2 episodes ago, and she talked about her butt getting bigger, and he was like disgusted. And I don't know. I don't like him. Stacey, girl, I hope the bag is good. What is it? I hear that he's a CEO at Audi, supposedly. Okay, I don't like him. I get racist energy. My spidey senses are tingling. I don't throw that word out often, but that's the vibe that I get from him. And as a black person, you know when somebody don't like you because of your skin tone. You just know. It's just something that we know. Anyway, so they talk about that. Then they talk about Angel and the whole eviction thing, the catfish thing, and going to her house in Colorado. it's funny how they were joking about it, but just for what comes up later. Nice little scene. So after that, I feel like I'm skipping something. And my thing came off. So Angel, I don't know where it went, but all right. The little fuzzy for I'm not gonna waste time looking for it. Anyway, so Angel is getting ready for this. No, so I'm sorry. So in this scene, Monique invites them to this sip and read. She wrote a book, something love letters to myself. So we go to this event. First of all, Monique is beautiful. Can we just talk about that for a few minutes? Monique is gorgeous. I love her fucking hair. That like crown situation in her confessional. You could tell Monique is happy and lighter. So anyway, they get to this event. She has all the ladies up on there's like an audience. She has a DJ there, a host who's hosting. She pulls out, everybody has, they're there to listen to excerpts from her book. I thought it was funny because she read like one letter and, Bravo made it seem long. It probably was because we know Monique liked to talk. Monique is long-winded. Monique, girl, I'm a Gemini. We long-winded too, child. But I can't find this. I'm still looking for it. So she reads the excerpt from her book. It was cool. I thought that was funny how they edited it. And then she hands out these gift bags to the ladies and she's like, you know me, I'm a binder bitch. And she's like, may God never heal my shady side. What was funny about that? What's funny about the whole binder thing is it shows the growth of Giselle, because Giselle could have taken that and been like, whoa. Because, of course, they reference her whipping out the binder at the reunion, Monique and Pastor Holy Whore and all that. But it was funny in the confessional. Giselle was like, Monique needs to have binders by Monique. I mean, come on. Like, what are you doing? I thought that was funny. She took it on the chin, which was cool. This scene was interesting. So she basically had a binder, had a section in the binder for each lady, and she wanted them to write their interpretation of themselves and others. And she said it's interesting when people see how they're viewed through others' eyes. True, but this was shady, and boy did it get shady. So mind you, the ladies are all on this like giant booth thing in front of everybody. So there's an audience watching them read back their thoughts on each other. So of course we go to Ashley and Stacey. Stacey says some slightly shady stuff about Ashley. Ashley says some slightly shady stuff back, but they're cool. They get to Wendy and Kay. Wendy says that Kiarna's fake. Kay, of course, Kay, like, that Sagittarius is like, But what's funny, so they go back to that because Stacey's like, Link, give me the mic. And she's like, Wendy, why do you think that Kay is fake? So Wendy had a good point. It's funny. I feel like if Wendy and Kay really sat down and got to the nitty gritty, they could figure out what their issue is, because I don't think it's that deep. I think it's a miscommunication. Even though I do feel like Wendy was being extra shady with her, I do feel like it's not that deep, So Wendy is like, I think she's fake because we were all cool before filming. And then once filming started, she changed. She acted different. And it's funny because that's how Kay feels about her. That's why I feel like they can resolve this. It ain't that deep. We shouldn't even still be talking about it 13 episodes in, but whatever. So, they all seem to be cool. And then they get to the wet blanket in the room, which I'm using Wendy's word. I think I even said it that because she called Angel a wet blanket. So they asked Angel what she thinks of Ashley. This bitch said the first word is disappointing. Disappointing? Ashley Darby is disappointing to you? You don't even know her well enough to decide if she's disappointing or not. Angel's a trip. Homegirl is a trip. So they kind of start going back and forth, because even what Ashley said, Ashley was like, said something positive, but did say she's a catfish and she's not living in her truth. So of course Angel takes offense to that. You just called her disappointing. But okay. Well, if I'm not walking in my truth, then why are you coming to my home? So she kind of uninvites Ashley, and I'm talking in front of everybody. This is a whole event. Monique, I don't know what you were thinking with this. So Giselle's like, so Giselle's like, she's uninviting people already to the trip. She was like, so if you're I found it. Anyway, so Giselle basically tells Angel, like, if Ashley's not coming, I'm not coming. We're a package deal. Like, that's my friend. So she kind of falls back. Angel does. But you know what? Here's what I noticed in this scene. Angel, I've been saying this since like the third episode. She's crazy. It's not postpartum. This is who she is. This is her personality. she likes to be the center. She has a very grandiose way of thinking about herself and how you should approach her. It just seems like she's a Debbie Downer, which we've seen, and it just seems like you can't have an opinion of her or say anything about her or she's gonna lose her mind. I don't understand why she came on a reality show. Like I really don't understand that. But anyway, we find out in this scene that Monique also invited, or Angel invited Monique to the Colorado trip as well. So when they were all done, because Monique realizes it's getting kind of hype, she's like, I'm sorry, I didn't realize it was going to go left. And Wendy's like, you didn't know this was going to go left? Exactly. Like, girl, you were on the show a minute yourself. Stop. So anyway, afterwards, Monique's like, I'm sorry, Angel, I didn't know that you and Ashley had an issue. And Angel's like, we don't have an issue. I just didn't like what she said, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, so after that, there's a quick scene where Stacy is calling Angel to thank her for the trip and then ask her about the whole altitude, because they're only, a mile above sea level or something like that. Can we talk about how shady the Bravo camera people are? So Stacy calls Angel, sorry, my coffee just finished heating up. So Stacy calls Angel on speakerphone, but the picture of Angel on Stacy's, like the contact photo, is one of them catfish photos. Let me tell you something. That picture looks nothing like Angel. Looked like a Latina lady. She didn't even look like herself. And it's crazy that she's sticking to that lie. Because, ma'am, how is it that your nose is smaller in these photos, but in real life, it's its normal, beautiful self? Angel's a weirdo. She's weird. So anyway, they all meet up at the airport to go to Colorado. Angel has went there before them to get ready for everybody. It's funny how everybody was dressed. Wendy, where were you going? Wendy over here. What'd she say? I'm dressed like I'm from San Tropez. I mean, she looked gorgeous. I love the gown. She had matching sunglasses. It was like, girl, you going to Colorado? Where are you going? Where are you going? So they get to Colorado. They get outside and they see Angel standing there in this like really cute denim outfit with this big cowboy hat. And she's like, I have these two SUVs to pick you guys up. And Stacy and Wendy, you guys are riding with me. Wendy is hilarious because she was like, do you have a driver's license? I screamed. I was like, okay, Wendy. I'm so corny and pathetic. Look at me, loving Wendy. I ain't shit. I talked all that shit, and yet here we are. Hilarious. So anyway, so they're riding to the house. So in this scene, so the two cars are separate. Angel's driving, and she's like, Angel's a fucking weirdo. So they're driving, and she's like, I really like you, Stacy. Miss Wendy, I know that we didn't start off well, and we do have some things to still work out, but you know what? I genuinely like you. What? And then she's telling them that they're gonna love their accommodations, and not everybody's gonna love their accommodations. This is where she chooses to reveal that Giselle and Ashley are sharing a room. So what's funny, in the confessional, Wendy's like, why is she being extra nice to me? She was like, sorry, but that train left. Like, it's too late. I agree. Even though you was a little shady, Wendy, Angel took it to a whole other level. She's a weirdo. So in the other car, they start realizing that there's no cell reception where they're going. And Monique's like, oh, yes, SOS. And Giselle's like, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I've been talking about. Because Angel's like, or Ashley's like, I hope there's a tower over there or something. No. Annie Wilkes got y'all in the wilderness for a reason. It's about to be Get Out in fucking the movie Trespass. Shout out to anybody that knows that reference. Like, what? So they get to this house, which is an hour from where Angel and her husband live at their main house. So you invited these ladies to your house to put them in accommodations an hour from where you live. The shit don't make sense. The house was cute. There was a staff. She gave them a tour. She also warned them again about the alcohol, because one shot there is really two. It's like airplane rules. Here's what's funny. Kay was drunk, and it was hilarious because Wendy was like, look at Kay, you guys. But Angel the spirit that sits on her ain't a good spirit. There's something, I don't know. So at one point, Monique says in the car, before they even get to the house, I just want to backtrack for a minute. Monique talks about Angel at the Potomac and Ponies event, and she talks about her disposition when she got there. And she's like, I recognize in Angel a lot of what I was dealing with. Because she goes, when she mentioned, so basically you find out why they were late. Angel and her husband were late because he didn't want to go. Bobby, then why did you agree to be on a reality television show when you know you have to show up for events? That's part of your job. And the reality is your wife's on the show. If you didn't want her to be a part of this shit, then you shouldn't have joined the show. Or you should have agreed not to be on camera. That's not fair to her. Maybe that explains her disposition, but no, bitch, you crazy. You crazy. So Monique's like, I recognize a lot because I was dealing with a lot. I hope we learn more about her marriage because it sounds like Monique was doing the most as far as putting on a front for what her situation was. And I'm not going to blame everything on Bobby because Angel, you pretty much have been undigestible from episode 2. So it's you too, darling. It's you too. But anyway, after that, they have this little conversation in the house. She's trying to give the rules, whatever. She gives them a tour. Everybody had nice rooms. They get to Giselle and Ashley's room. That room was the smallest room with 2 beds in it. Giselle's like, I'm not going in there. I'm never going in there. Now, I'm going to eat my own words for a minute because I feel like the ladies be doing too much on these trips, arguing over rooms. But this situation here, I completely agree. Because when you see Wendy's room, I'm wrong. When you see Wendy's room, which is the last room, Wendy has a big ass room with 2 beds in it. So why is it, what's funny, one of the beds had a bunk bed in there. But why is it that they couldn't have had that room and Wendy could have had the other room with just 1 bed in it? See, Angel, you're not even good at being shady. You're not good. Girl, please don't bring her back. Don't bring her back. I am looking forward to the reunion because I'm curious to hear how she's going to show up. I can only imagine. But don't bring her back. So the episode kind of ends there. There's going to be a lot more drama next week. I didn't realize they're going to be there for a week. They better than me. I couldn't be around her for more than 40 minutes, let alone a week. This was a good episode. I enjoyed it. Angel, you're crazy. And you guys are out there with no cell reception with this crazy Annie Wilkes ass lady. Anyway, happy Talk Out Tuesday, guys. Stay nice, stay hydrated, be nice to each other. Like, share, and subscribe, please. I'm going to start begging a little bit because I'm tired of my job and I want to just do this for the rest of my life until I croak. I just want to do the Asia Esterak Hour. So like, share, and subscribe, please. And I'm going to go return these videotapes.